Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to the new episode of Personal Development Academy. We are in the first workshop of our 11 workshops in this series. Discover yourself, unblock your hidden potential. So this is the first workshop on self-awareness and personal growth. Discover yourself, unlock your hidden potential. Understand who you are, lead who you can be. And today is the 5th episode of this first workshop. We are discussing 4 pillars of self-awareness. We have discussed values as the first pillar, strengths as the second pillar, and the third pillar of self-awareness is to know your weaknesses. Weaknesses and blind spots. Knowing your weaknesses and blind spots is the third important pillar of self-awareness. What is blind spots? These are the patterns we cannot see, but others can clearly observe. We don't know what are our weaknesses, what are our blind spots, but others can clearly observe. And knowing your weaknesses, your blind spots, make you aware of yourself, and this is the first step towards achieving personal development. What are the examples of blind spots? Or what are the potential weaknesses you may have, but you may not be aware of it? The first example of blind spots is impatience. And in today's vlog, we shall discuss this. You may be having a weakness of impatience, and you may not be knowing that. The impatience, what is it? It is an emotional state characterized by an unwillingness or inability to wait for a desired outcome, often resulting in feelings of irritation, restlessness, or frustration. So I repeat, impatience is an emotional state characterized by an unwillingness or inability to wait for a desired outcome, often resulting in feelings of irritation, restlessness, or frustration. So, what are the core meanings of impatience? First is irritation with delay. When you see delay, you become irritated. Second is eager desire. Your desire is extreme to reach the result. And intolerance of obstacles. So the impatience inside has 3 meanings, 3 core meanings, 3 aspects: irritation with delay, eager desire, and intolerance of obstacles. Irritation with delay means annoyance caused by someone's mistakes or because a process is taking a long time. Impatience with bureaucratic slowness, and you may be extremely irritated with that. You cannot wait. The second core meaning of impatience is eager desire. A restless desire for something to happen quickly, often driven by enthusiasm or excitement. For example, bursting with impatience to share any news. So, the second core meaning of impatience, the eager desire, it's a restless desire for something to happen quickly, often driven by enthusiasm or excitement. For example, bursting with impatience to share any news. And the third core meaning of impatience is intolerance of obstacles. A lack of tolerance for anything that thwarts or hinders immediate progress. So these are the three core meanings of impatience, and you must think if you have these three in your personality. What are the key characteristics of impatience? Impatience is characterized by psychological triggers, psychological and mental cues, and its connection to health. And this is the reason I have put the impatience as the first blind spot in your personality, out of which you may be having its disastrous effects on your personality and you may not be knowing. Let's know what these characteristics are. The psychological triggers. It often occurs when the expected cost of reaching a goal in terms of time or effort suddenly increases. You are expecting some timeline and that has increased. So this is a psychological trigger, or the impatience happens with this. Physical and mental cues. Impatience results in physical and mental cues. And the common signs include heavier breathing, rising body temperature, fidgeting, and mentally berating others for delays. These are the physical and mental cues of impatience. And the third one are the physical and mental cues. Common signs include heavier breathing, rising body temperature, fidgeting, and mentally breathing others for delays. What are the contextual impact? Impatience has impact in careers, in relationships, and in management strategies. In career, impatience can be a strength if it motivates efficiency, but a weakness if it creates excessive pressure on peers. In relationships, Waiting can be stressful for loved ones, someone described as walking on eggshell. And in the management strategies, experts recommend mindfulness and acceptance to bridge the gap between how life is behaving and how we want it to be. So, my dear viewers, I end here. Today we learned the first blind spot is the impatience. What are its core meanings? What are its characteristics? And what are its impacts on your everyday life? And it's important that you become aware of this very important blind spot in your personality. In the next vlog, we shall discuss the second example of blind spot, and that is procrastination. Till then, take care. Khuda Hafiz.